Hello, it's your Tech Teach Grow team back here with another weekly tech tip. Today I want to talk to you about Google Sheets and a few basic tools that will help you use your Google Sheet more effectively. So, one of the things that often happens when we have a large spreadsheet like the one I have here is that we have a lot of information, and when we're scrolling to look at all the information, sometimes it's hard to remember what your columns represent. As soon as I start to scroll down, my column headings disappear. So one thing that you can do here is to freeze either a row or a column, or you can do a few different rows as well. So by freezing this top row, now as I scroll down, I can still see what my different columns are labeled as, which will help me as I'm using my data. So that's one really helpful tool, is to freeze either columns or rows. Another thing that I think is really helpful is up here you have some options in how your numbers are formatted. Let's say that I wanted this information. Let's say this was money. So I can press the dollar sign here and it can turn that 4 into $4, right? So if this was supposed to be in currency format, then I could change that to what I need it to be. There's also percent here, and I can change the amount of zeros going either direction, out number of decimal places, I should say. And then there's some other examples and options in here like date and time and such. So that's really helpful if you need to change formatting. I go ahead and undo that. All right, another thing that sometimes can get confusing is the different formulas that are available in Google Sheets. Just like in Excel, which some of us may be familiar with, there are a lot of different formulas we can use to help view our data. And one that is really popular is sum. So let's say I want to figure out, this is a spreadsheet about a fundraiser selling t-shirts. Okay, so let's say I want to figure out how many shirts total that I need to order, right? So I could add up this column by using the sum feature. There's a couple different ways to do it. I can click below it. I can go over here to the functions or formulas section, and I can choose which one I want to use. The most common here are sum, average, count, max, and min. So sum, I can click on that, and then what's going to come up is equal sign sum, and then there's parentheses. What they want there is the range that you want to add up. So I can highlight the range like that, and then I can hit the enter button, and it'll sum those there. So now I need to order 64 shirts. Another way to do it is to actually just type in equals, and then I can put S and it'll come up and suggest. And since sum is the most popular, that's usually the first one that comes up when you type in the S. So if you know the formula that you're looking for, you can just start to type it in with that equal sign. That's another way to do it. You can highlight your information first and then go up here and click sum, or then you can go ahead and do your equal sign there. So there's a lot of different ways to come about it, but the nice thing about these basic formulas is they're pretty easy to put in there. Average is another one that's used a lot if you're trying to find the average of something. Count, that gives you just like the actual count of how much data you have. So if I do count, you'll see it comes up with 26 because there's 26 rows. It says 27, but of course the first row is my heading. So there's 26 rows there. So there's some different options that you can use as far as formulas. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was filters. Filters is really helpful when you are trying to look through a lot of data and you just want to see a certain thing. So for example, let's say that I have a spreadsheet here and I want to figure out how many size small shirts I need to order. Okay. So what I can do up here under data is I can go to create a filter. And what it's going to do is it's going to give me the option to filter really any of these columns or rows. And so I'm going to filter the shirt size here. So when I click on this little triangle, it gives me some options. So I can sort A to Z or Z to A, sort by color. That would be, if you had some formatting and colors in your spreadsheet. You can filter by condition or filter by values. So right now, everything is checked off because I'm looking at the entire spreadsheet. But if I want to, let's say, just see how many smalls, I can clear those and choose small and then hit OK. And then it's going to show me how many smalls in this column, okay, I get. So I can see that I need 5 smalls and I need 3 and I need 1. So then that tells me what I'm looking at here for size small. Now, I can get rid of that by going to Data, Remove Filter, and then it'll just go right back to the original spreadsheet. So it's important to know that when you do a filter like that, it doesn't mean that you deleted all your information, right? It's just showing you what you want to see at that time. So it's important to note also that if you're sharing a spreadsheet with someone else, when you use Create a Filter, that actually filters it for everyone. So if someone else comes in there and you have a filter on, they're only going to see what you see, okay? But if you would like it to not affect other people's view, then you can actually do filter view. So you can create a new filter view, okay? And that again is going to open up some filter options here for your different columns. You can name this filter whatever you want. So let's say I'm going to, again, look at size small. So I'm going to put size small for the name. And then I'm going to come over here. And again, I'm just going to do the same thing. I want to see all the smalls. Okay. And there's my filter. Okay. It automatically saves that for me. And when I X out of that, it's going to go back to the original spreadsheet. But I look up here, look at that. That size small is still there. So I can click on it and go right back to that filter whenever I need it. Okay. So it doesn't change it for everyone. It just gives you a filter view that you can check back into whenever you need. All right. And that is just a few basics on Google Sheets. And hopefully that helps you the next time you have a spreadsheet with lots of data to sort through. This can be a great way to make sense of it all and make it a little easier on you.